I'm going to give everybody a heads up. Samuel, thank you for coming on. A lot of times we get people on the podcast, and I am very keen on, I don't like us, just people, y'all hearing just our voices. We need to have some different opinions. And everybody has heard my opinion about FCS football up north. Samuel is an alum of Montana. So my FCF Canada Junior jokes are basically aimed at not necessarily him, but that style of football and all that stuff. So I reached out because I saw him break down film, and I liked the way he broke down film. And I said, "Hey man, come on the podcast because I think it'll be fair since I've taken about a million shots in North Dakota State, and I don't care who like it. I'm still waiting on y'all to tell me about this North Dakota State superstar that made it to the NFL because that guy that keep getting jobs and keep getting fired. That ain't it. That ain't it, yes, sir." So we just had the national championship.
We did.
Um, and as you know, Florida State, that's me, being told that we weren't able to get into the game because our quarterback wasn't available. And then I look at playoff games by the winning team, and I'm trying to see which team made it to 230, and I didn't see it. So, sir,
Yeah.
please help me understand.
What do
How
you mean? What do you mean? Oh, okay, my bad.
how do we get here? Because let's go back to, I'm about to take a shot at TP. My bad, TP.
Don't take a shot at me. Take a shot at Steve Sarkisian for not running the ball. Don't do that. Don't do that.
And see,
Because
and that's
I
not,
because I say the same thing. Quinn Ewers should never have thrown 43 passes in that game. We should have ran the football.
Man, man.
and so I guess we'll start with the Texas game. Give me your opinion on what happened with that Texas game.
Man, Michael Penix is a bad boy. And I know that sounds rough saying that after what we saw in the national championship game, but he was dotting them up offensively, and their defense couldn't get a stop at all on Texas's standpoint. So, I mean, I think they were able to get some opportune stops defensively. Washington was, because I know all year their defense has been kind of iffy as well. But they happened to get the right stops against Texas. Texas wasn't able to get momentum going offensively. They were kind of really out of rhythm. And Michael Penix was taking full advantage of it. I think he showed out that game for sure.
So
And
you would agree that it is hard to get a good rhythm when you don't want to run the ball. Not that you can't. You don't want to run the ball. 'Cause we were averaging over 7 yards a carry.
Wow. Wow.
CJ Baxter had 7 carries for almost 60 yards in the first half. He
Jeez.
had 2 touches in the second half.
But also, I would like to take a look at. So, what was the score at halftime
It
of the
was a
Washington
close
Texas
game.
game?
I think they were
Okay,
up 3 points, either
3
three or a
points.
touchdown. It was still close. The
Uh,
it went downhill because we came out in the second half. They scored 3 and out. They scored again, fumble, scored again, and then we was like, okay, let's try to make a
right.
comeback. So there was absolutely no rhythm in the second half. There was no thought put into actually trying to just run the ball and play our game. It was more so we got down a touchdown and it was panic mode. Let's play from behind the rest of the game, and that's literally what we did.
And that was exactly what I was about to say. Is if he only got 2 touches, I'm sure that is a product of, like you just said, them not being able to have rhythm, them turning over the football, just thing offensively was not flowing for Texas in that second half. So it's kind of hard to get your running backs involved when you are playing catch up. You got to air it out everywhere. So, yeah, that speaks to it right there as to why he didn't see the ball that much in the second half.
As a coach, you have to play your game. When you start playing the other team's game, you already lost. You just got out coached, basically. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
You tell me if you agree, because that's how I look at it. When you start playing the other team's game, you lost.
so I just gave TP another opportunity to take a shot at Sarkeesian right after he got his extension. Oh man. All right. So That takes me to that Michigan game against Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Which really pissed TP off because, first fans, let me say this: TP cannot have all the running backs that come out of college. Texas don't need another running back. Y'all can't have another one. But Michigan ran the ball with authority. I don't think if Washington could have stopped them running a little bit, I do not think Michigan wins that game.
Yeah, I think they have a better shot of winning for sure. I mean, the way they were able to run the ball, especially in the first half, just big gas runs. And I broke that game down on my channel, but man, that was they couldn't. I mean, you got to do better in the ground game. That's what Michigan does. That's what they want to do. They want to pound it. They play in the Big Ten. That's the way you got to play in the Big. I mean, to an extent, but I mean, they've found a way to dominate the Big Ten playing that brand of football. And JJ McCarthy was able to hit some opportune passes across the middle for big yardage. And it really hurt Washington for sure.
Man, that was a prime example of some good old Vince Lombardi football. We're going to get a seal here and a seal here and run it right in the alley. And they just kept doing it. When I say I don't know who number 7 was, but every time he touched the ball, he did not get touched.
Donovan Edwards.
Shouts out to him because that dude. Look, man, when you don't have to worry about getting touched for the first 14 yards of your carry, you can do some amazing things.
And it's man. So
that speaks to the offensive line, though. That speaks to the offensive line, and everybody's blocking for him.
Absolutely. It is the area. Am I really gonna give Sharon more credit? Oh my God! So I'm gonna give Sharon more credit. He built a very talented offensive line. Very, very talented offensive line. They were the best offensive line this year when it comes to running the field.
And all those heavy packages that they run and the different looks that they hit you with in the run game, it's nasty.
See, Mike McDaniel should have made a phone call before he went out to Kansas City up to Michigan and said, how you do that?
He got a beanie on. He think he's the smartest dude in the room. Come on, man. He's not gonna make that.